Now let us suppose that our all the data are stored in a one single machine. One single machine. Single machine. So there will be a lots of problem because if all the data are stored in a single machine, it is difficult to store all the data because every machine has some limitation. Limitation. Suppose suppose you start your company and you suppose there only thousands of people will take your servicing, so you make your machine of 500 GB. Now suppose lots of people are coming here and the data grown to 700 GB. So how will you store this data? Will you make your machine bigger and bigger? So you can't make it more bigger and bigger. There is must be some limitation. And also if you wanted to do any calculation to your data, it is very difficult to do if there is a single one machine, or if there is a single machine, then if this machine get failed or this machine get crashed, then your whole system get crashed, and this is called single point of failure. So how will you tackle all these problem of single machine? For this you have to use distributed system. So what is distributed system? Let us discuss about this. Distributed system is basically a system when your single machine can't handle all your data or do all calculation. So to avoid this, we will distribute our data into different machine which are connected over network. We are distributing our data into different machines and which are connected over network. That is I written. When a single machine can't able to handle all your data storage and computation, then we use distributed system. We use multiple system that connect over network, and this system is called distributed system. This is a distributed system diagram. And one good thing about distributed system is that you use distributed system, but the end user when work with this machine, he or she think that he is using single machine, but it is a distributed machine. So distributed machine is have to arrange in such a way that a user think like it act as a single machine. So why we are using distributed system? Are using it? Why we are using it? For two main reasons. First one is data storage capacity. Second one is doing calculation. Let us take an example by example of these two things. First one is data calculation. Suppose you have a millions of people data, okay, millions of people data, and you want to do any calculation. If there is a one machine, then it take many hours to do calculation. He take first one row, then second row, then third row, then fourth row. It take hours times. But suppose if we divide these data into smaller chunks, and give one chunk to each one of the machine which are connected in distributed system of network. So you can do this work in very less time and effectively, because you divide your data into different chunks. Similarly, if you have any system which have a capacity of storing data of 5000 GB, but your company or your application becomes so popular that you get data of to 20,000 GB. So how will you store it? You will make a distribution system of four or five. You have to choose it by yourself, and distribute your data into them, and they connect over the network. So you can easily distribute your data 5,000 each. So 5,000 each into 4. So distribution system are used in two main regions. First one is data storage, second one in calculation, doing any type of calculation or doing any using any algorithms algorithm. And distribution system is basically valid for two principle means distribution system are made over the two principle. First one is that all the machines which are used here are commodity machine. What is mean? They are economical machine, because when you are using a single machine, you purchase a high class high end machine. But if you are using a distribution system, so you can use a commodity machine, because your machine will have very less data, or this have to done very less calculation. So commodity machines can be used here. First principle is that commodity machine. Second principle is that network is very important. Because if network get disconnected, so the machine cannot connect with each other and share the data, or do their work perfectly. So network is very important, play very important role here, but with this system there are some very big disadvantage. First one is that if we are using, let's suppose we are using distributed system of commodity hardware. So the probability of failure of this hardware is very high. And suppose we have 20,000 GB data, we store 5,000 in each, and if any of the system get failed, then we can easily lose that data. So it is very big problem here, So how we solve it? We solve it with the help of replication. What does it mean? Suppose we have 5,000 data in the 4 department. Okay, if any system get failed, then we lose the data. To avoid this, we replicate our data into different systems. Means rather than storing 5,000 data only here, we store the same data into here. By this way, if one system get crashed, then we still do not lose the data, because the data is also present in the two other system. If second system also get crashed, then we also have data in the third system. So probability of failure or losing data is reduced. Reduced. This is called distribution system. Distribution system has its own advantages and disadvantages. First, talking about advantages. Advantages means here latency is low. What does this mean? If you have distributed system, and you distribute your data into different chunks, so you can put your data center near to the user. What does it mean? If you have distributed system and you work in USA, India, and you can say Europe, so you can do, what can you do? You put USA people data in USA, India people data in India, Europe people data in Europe. So the time travel required latency get decreases, because time travel required become low, so latency decreases. Low latency problem. Second one is you can easily scale. Just I give you one machine can store only 5,000 GB data. Now your company become big and you store 20,000 GB data. Suppose your company become too big, you have 100,000 people data. You can easily buy extra commodity hardware and store the data in distributed system. The scalability is very much increased. Third is reliability. What does it mean? Suppose if the one system get failed, you have replicate this data into a 2 or 3 more systems, so the failure chances get decreases. But in one system, if one system get failed, all data you will lose. But it also comes with some disadvantage. First one is a network failure. All the system are connected over network, so if there is a problem of any network, then it will become a issue. Second one is it become very complex because in distributed system all over is connected over network, so it is a complex process rather than in a single system where everything is present in one place. Here everything is present in different places, so it becomes very complex. Third one is management. It take more time to manage, more energy, more time to manage because it is difficult to manage. There are lots of systems to management become difficult. So in today's video we will discuss from if we have a lots of data or big calculation, so we cannot do it in a single machine. We need to use something of multiple machine, and multiple machine means using the distribution system, and for individual it is feel like we are using a single machine. We are using distribution system for two work. First one is storage, second one is calculation. I have given you the example of calculation that we divide our data into smaller chunks and do for calculation to one chunk to one machine. Second, storing data just like 5000 GB data into 4 distributed machines, so our 20,000 data can easily be stored. We have come across that there are two principles on which this distribution system work. First one is commodity hardware and second one is network is very important. But commodity hardware failure chance increase. So to avoid it, we have used replication. We replicate our data so the failure of chances get decreasing. And at last we have seen some advantages and disadvantages of this system. Low latency, scalability, reliability are advantages. Disadvantages is network failure, complex system and management become difficult. So this is total all about distributed system. In the next video we will talk more about the system design. So please like, share and subscribe my channel. I talk about all the thing about distribution system management and each and everything about the system design.